Stop recording. Speech off.
Hey guys, let's try this again. I got a very light Apple device here, and it's kind of out of date for today's standards. But here's the thing. You may be thinking, what do you mean out of date? Well, some of the features may be out of date. For example, the home button, there's no Touch ID at all. Well, there's one thing, it's very thin, and that's about as thin as you can get when it comes to like the headphone jack and stuff. That's real thin, really thin. It's got that classic iPod design, like it's got the same design as the fourth generation that I looked at a long time ago, back in actually about a year ago. Actually, I took a look at a fourth generation iPod that was exactly like this layout, except for instead it was reversed. Instead of the headphone jack being on the left, it was on the right, and the speaker was on the left instead of the right. It was crazy. But luckily on here, the headphone jack is on the left, and the charging port in the middle, and it's a lightning connector. It's always been the same thing since the 5th generation iPod Touch. And then the speaker, that it's on the right. There's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 little holes there. Anyways, on the back, there's like an 8 megapixel camera. And on the right, I mean, not on the right here, on the... Sorry about that. I was wondering what that was. So on the front, there's like a 1.2 megapixel camera. Wow, that is a real shame, because they really get this iPod bare to the bones. But that's not comparison. That's not a comparison between the 0.3 megapixel front-facing camera on the 4th generation iPod Touch and the 0.7 megapixel camera on the back of the 4th generation. That is no contest, because right there, my friends, what I'm holding, my friends, is a way better upgraded iPod than the 4th generation ever could have been. Heck, even in 2012, when the 5th generation iPod Touch came out, the iPod had a 5 megapixel camera in the back, and this one has an 8. The other one had... Then the other one had like a 6 or 7. So yeah, without any ado, power button's on the top right, volume button's on the left. Let's do it. Hold it down for 5 seconds. Bam! It's gonna be booting up. And it boots up a lot faster.
Screen curtain on. Speech off.
Alright, there we go. We're in.
Speech on. Page 2 of 4. Settings. Settings. Bluetooth. On. Notification. Screen time. General. Button.
General.
About. Button. Software update. Button.
Software update.
In progress.
This thing is capable of running
iOS 13.4.1. Apple Inc. 733.7 megabytes. Dim.
It's iOS 13.4.1, which I haven't upgraded yet.
YouTube.
And I will.
2 minutes ago. 55%. 60%. Notification. You dismiss. iOS 13.4.1. Notification. Dismiss. iOS 13.4.1. Software. General. Back button. General.
There we go.
Settings. Software update. Button. About. General. Settings. Back button. Settings. Back. Screen. Do not. Screen time. Button.
So instead of accessibility being in general, it's in its own page in the main settings.
General. Button. Control center. Button. Display and brightness. Button. Accessibility. Button.
So
Display and brightness. Button.
it's right after display and brightness,
Accessibility. Button. Wallpaper. Button.
and it's right before wallpaper.
Accessibility. Button.
So if we're going to
Accessibility features help you customize your
quick,
iPod for your vision. Heading. Voiceover. On.
you can
Button.
see that the options here are they're a lot better than what they were back in iOS 6, which, man, iOS 13 is a bit fast.
Zoom. Off. Magnifier. Off. Button.
So I believe we got zoom and magnifier.
Display and text size. Button. Magnifier. Off. Button.
You know, just because I'm curious, let's just go into magnifier real quick.
Off. Double tap to toggle setting.
I don't use the magnifier at all. Because number one, even if I did, I couldn't see it.
Magnifier lets you use your device's camera to quickly magnify your surroundings. When enabled, triple click the home button to start magnifier.
So yeah, magnifier is like of course, like a magnifier.
Auto adjust exposure. Off. Double tap to toggle setting. Adjust brightness and contrast based on ambient light settings. Adjust brightness and contrast based on ambient light settings.
See, magnifier is very limited. I need to see what it was like back in iOS 6.
Auto magnify. Accessibility. Accessibility. Back accessibility.
See, very limited.
Display and text size. Button. Motion. Button. Spoken content. Button. Audio descriptions. On. Physical and motor. Heading. Touch. Button. Switch control. Off. Button.
See, even on iOS 6, they didn't have this.
Display and text size. Magnify. Zoom. Voice. Vision. Voiceover.
Even
On.
voiceover, let's take a look
On.
at that real quick.
Voiceover practice. Button. Speaking rate. Speaking rate. 60%. 70%. 80%. 90%. 100%. 100%. Speech. Button. Speaking rate. 100%. Adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
That is real fast for me.
90%. Speech. Button. Speaking rate. 90%. Adjustable. 80%. Speech. Button. Speaking rate. 80%. Adjustable. 70%. Speech. Speaking rate. 70%. Adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger. 60%. Speech. Speaking rate. 60%. Adjustable.
Now that's about
Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
If you're a really good blind user, If you're a really good voiceover user, chances are you're going to be having it at like 60%. Or if you're just starting.
50%. Speech. Button. Speaking rate. 50%. Adjustable.
This is how fast it is when...
Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
That's how fast it would be when you first, turn on voiceover for the first time.
60%. Speech. Button. Verbosity. Button. Braille. Focus 40 BD. Audio. Button. Braille. Focus. Audio. Braille. Focus. Output. Contracted. Button. Input. Contract. Braille screen input. 6 dot. Braille tables. 32. Status cells. Button. Equations use Nemeth code. On. Status. Output. Contract. Braille. Voiceover. Back button. Voiceover. Audio. But. Commands. Button.
And app switching is a lot easy.
App switcher. Settings. 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 Active.
There's only one app. All I gotta
Swipe
do
up with
is
3 fingers to
swipe up.
close the app. FaceTime.
So if you want to see all the status stuff, you can.
11:07 p.m. Orientation. 80% battery power.
80%?
Not charging. Status bar item. Orientation log.
Orientation?
Status bar item. 11:08 p.m.
11:08.
Status bar item.
That's the time.
At 7th bed. iPod.
Wi-Fi.
Status bar item.
And then iPod.
Swipe. iPod. At 11. 80% battery. App Store. Double tap to open.
I'm not saying that's my Wi-Fi. I'm just saying that's Wi-Fi. When it says the Wi-Fi name, it says whatever Wi-Fi name you have. And on the old one, it said, on the other one that I reviewed, it said 3 or 4 Wi-Fi bars or whatever. And it didn't say the name. It just said 3 or 3 or 3 or 4 or whatever. When it comes to offline use, the only thing you're going to be able to use this for is if you have notes, if you got notes, if you look at apps that will allow you to go offline, of course. And music. That's what this thing is based upon. It's an iPod, it's a music player. So, like I said in the computer review, there is a power menu. And in this iPod, it's a lot simpler. There's no shutdown or restart. By the way, to restart it, it's hold down, I believe it's to hold down the volume down button and the, okay, sorry. It's to hold down the volume down button and the power button. But I'm not gonna do that, no. Hold it down for 3 seconds. Or 4.
Power off. Button. Slide or
And
double tap.
then there are 2 different options. There's power
Cancel. Button.
and cancel. You can cancel the whole operation.
Cancel. Button. Power off. Button. Slide or double tap. Power off.
And which will be good to go. So by the way, it's thin framework. It's thin casing. It's a whole lot lighter than what the fourth one was. Actually the 7th is a lot, well, it's a lot better made, I think. Which is very cool. So that's pretty much all I'm going to review for today, folks. I'm going to do a bit more of an overview later. But anyways, you can check the iPod out if you're a blind person, of course. Or if you're sighted, you can check out VoiceOver for yourself if you want to. When setting up the iPod, you can triple click the home button to have it read the stuff out for you. Of course, you have to have the VoiceOver thing on, and you'd have to do all the gestures and stuff. But hey, at least it gives you an experience for if your eyes ever do go bad, which I doubt they will. I'm not trying to say they will. It's just in case, okay? So, VoiceOver's there when you need it, okay? Like, for example, if your eyes get tired and you want VoiceOver to read something, you could ask Siri, hey Siri, turn on VoiceOver. And what it would do is turn on VoiceOver. There's also a Hey Siri command, which hope Siri does not react. Phew. By the way, when I do a review on the tablet, like when I do a video on the tablet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to review this device right here and compare it to an older phone that I have lying around. Of course I can't, well, turn it on or anything. I mean, it's probably dead, and it probably has been dead for a while, maybe. So anyways, goodbye.